NurExone is a startup company that think out of the box and become public last year in Canada and traded also in Germany. We came out from our two elite universities in Israel, the Tel Aviv University with Professor Daniel Offen, who is an exosomes or extracellular vesicles expert, and together with a joint project with Professor Shulamit Levenberg at Technion, she is an expert in tissue regeneration. They investigate for a long time how to cure and how to reconnect the nerves in the spinal cord, especially in the CNS indication like spinal cord injury. And after very strong results in a proof of concept in university, the company was founded in 2020. And I took the lead, becoming the CEO in 2021 after all the licensing agreements were signed. And my responsibility was to build the company. And now with the 15 employees and a freedom to operate with a very strong IP package, which builds from 5 families of patents. We are going towards the clinics. We submit the pre-IND. We're working closely with the FDA under full regulation to be able to start clinical trials as soon as possible. My expectation, the IND will be submitted by the end of the year, and then the clinical trials following that in 2025. We started as a portfolio company with one product. 2 years after, or 1.5 years after, we are a portfolio company with several products. The first one, the most known, is the ExoP10, exosome loaded with siRNA against the protein P10 for spinal cord injury. But we have other products using other siRNA specifically for other neurons indications. And maybe more important for that, since we are talking about like private company and revenues, we are holding a technological platform that covers 3 pillars: production of the exosome plus the composition of matter of our EVs, exosomes, how we load the exosomes. So we have a loading mechanism that we can use owned by the company 100%, and what we load into the exosomes. So this is a huge advantage that NurExone brings to the table, and other companies already recognize it, and the idea is to turn it not as a service company, because we are not interested in service other companies, rather in partnership, long-term partnership with pharmaceutical companies that would like to explore a very, very strong delivery system called EVs or exosomes. Exosomes are a unique creature. Actually, everybody has exosomes. Babies has a lot of exosomes, and with the age, you have less and less exosomes in your body. It's quite fascinating, and this is also attract a lot of attention for the longevity field. Maybe it's related to aging. We use the natural ability of exosomes. Again, I'm saying exosomes or EVs is quite the same as, and maybe the scientific definition is more EVs, extracellular vesicles, as a natural delivery system. The idea behind those EVs is to communicate between cell to cell. That's what they do in a normal life. And then the human come and say, okay, let's use this as a delivery system. And indeed, this delivery system provide a lot of advantages compared to other delivery systems that were artificial, such as liposomes, LNP that we know from the vaccines of COVID, What are the advantages of using exosomes? One, the drug delivery system has a therapeutic effect by nature. They are having a cargo inside them, naturally cargo, protein, RNA, and other growth factors that are considered like goodies. And those exosomes getting into the cells, release their cargo, and create a therapeutic effect. Second, those EVs can cross specific EVs, and specifically our EVs can also cross the brain-blood barrier, which allow us to penetrate the CNS in a much smarter way. How we do it? We do it intranasally. So those, our product is with a minimally invasive or non-invasive at all, getting into the lesion, they're getting into the injury, the spinal cord injury, and accumulate there. How did it accumulate? Those exosomes has a natural affinity to inflammation. They, if you put them in the body, let's say in the intranasal administration, they cross the BBB, enter to the CNS, to the brain, and then they are homing to inflammation. Where we have inflammation, where we have injury. And this is exactly what we see. We see accumulation of the exosomes in the area of the injury, getting into the right cells. We are targeting specifically or more prominently neurons, and they start by reducing the expression of the protein P10, PTEN, and releasing their therapeutic effect. We can see regeneration of neurons. Another advantage, which is I found it very, very important, it's the ability to not trigger the immune system, which makes the EVs as a huge potential as off-the-shelf product. What does it mean off-the-shelf product? That means that it's not a personal medicine. I can use one batch and treat several patients without no risk of immunogenicity. And the immune system is not really a classical cell therapy, which we need to take the blood from the patient, engineer it, and give it back for one patient. I can treat several patients with the same batch. And by the way, our experience now in a rat, in the animal models, using EVs, exosomes, from a human source, and we don't see any side effects. We can see actually the repair and the regeneration of the neurons. So off-the-shelf ability and not personal medicine is a huge advantage, and it will, the consequences of that will be that also the therapy will be more affordable in the future.